Part 3. We have already seen that matter is anything around you that has a mass and it is occupying space. We have seen Dalton's important principle of atomic theory that the molecules of compound are formed by joining atoms of different elements to each other. Also, we have seen the molecular formula of common salt, slake lime, water, lime, and limestone. Molecular formula of common salt is NaCl, slake lime is CaOH twice, calcium hydroxide, water H2O, lime CaO, that is calcium oxide, limestone, that is calcium carbonate. We have also seen the difference between atom. It is the smallest indivisible particle of matter. Elements are the simplest form of substance. Only one type of atoms are present in element. They are found in periodic table. They have chemical formula, chemical symbol. They have chemical name, and they combine with other element to form compound. So compound is a type of molecule, at least two atoms bonded together. The atoms must be from different element that will form compound, otherwise it will be considered as a molecule. So mixture is at least two substance when combined but not chemically mix. Then if chemically mix, it will considered as a compound. If two substances are different, two atoms are different, two elements are different. If two atoms are similar, they will be under molecule. And mixture and compound, here chemical combination is necessary, and here chemical combination is not necessary. In mixture, the two substances having their specific property, they can be separated and their specific property can be retained or maintained. In this way, we have seen the difference between atom, element, compound, mixture, and molecule. I think most of the student will get clear their concept about those 4-5 concepts. Now, we have also seen laws of chemical combination. When chemical reaction takes place, there are two laws on the basis of which the chemical reaction is cross-checked. One is law of conservation of matter. In the chemical reaction, there are two parts. Reactants are there and products are there. The total mass of that reactant is equal to total mass of product. Means the reactants which are participating in chemical reaction will have some amount of mass, and the product which is formed after chemical reaction, they have also a specific amount of matter. So the law says that the total amount of mass before reaction and after reaction should be same. That is the law of conservation of matter. According to the French scientist Antoine Lavoisier, the definition he has given is that there is no rise or drop in the mass of matter during chemical reaction. The second law, that is law of constant proportion. Now this law states that the proportion by mass of hydrogen and oxygen in water is obtained from any source will be 1:8. Means 9 gram of water is formed with the chemical combination of 1 gram of hydrogen and 8 gram of oxygen. So here the French scientist J.L. Proust defined the law of constant proportion in the manner that the proportion by mass of the constituent element in the different samples of compound is fixed. Now we have seen the atomic structure. The atom, which is formed from the nucleus and extranuclear part. These contain three types of subatomic particle. The nucleus is positively charged. Almost entire mass of the atom is concentrated in nucleus. The nucleus contains two types of subatomic particles out of three subatomic particles, and those are called as a nucleons. First is proton and second is neutron. So we have also seen the extranuclear part, which is occupied by the third subatomic particle, that is electron, and these electrons are distributed in different shell or different orbits according to their definite energy level. So as per the Bohr's atomic model, electron revolve in a stable shell, and these shells have definite energy. The shells are referred by symbols K, L, M, N. And the corresponding to the ordinal number n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. In this way, they are numbered and they are given the symbol. So in the K shell, the energy level is 1, n is equal to 1. Therefore, according to the formula 2n square, the number of electrons in that K shell will be 2 into 1 raised to 2. So the multiplication will be 2 into 1. Therefore, the first orbit will have 2 electrons. In the second shell, the symbol of shell is L, and the n is equal to 2. Therefore, according to formula, 2 into 2 square is equal to 2 into 4. Therefore, the electrons which are present, number of electron, the capacity of that second shell will be 8 electron. Now, the third shell having symbol M is having capacity which is calculated by formula 2 into 3 square. 3 square 2 into 9. Therefore, it will be coming as a 18. So the M shell will have maximum capacity of 18 electrons. Now the N shell having n is equal to 4. Therefore, 2 into, according to formula, 2 into 4 raised to 2, that is 4 square, 2 into 16. Therefore, the maximum number of electron will be 32. In this way, according to the definite energy level, the K shell will have maximum capacity of 2 electrons. L shell will have maximum capacity of 8 electrons. M shell will have maximum capacity of 18 electron. L shell will have maximum capacity of 32 electrons. Now, we have seen also a valency and electronic configuration. Electronic configuration will tell that what will be the valency of that particular element, particular atom. The valency means the number of chemical bonds formed by atom. The concept regarding valency of an element get clarified from electronic configuration. So valency of that atom is determined by configuration of its outermost shell. That is valence shell. Therefore, the outermost shell is called as a valence shell. So here, each atom has electronic configuration, atomic number, electronic configuration, and their valence shell, and valency is calculated. Hydrogen is having atomic number 1, electronic configuration 1. Their orbit, outermost orbit have 1 electron. The capacity of first orbit is 2. Therefore, its outermost orbit contains 1 electron, that is 1 is valence electron. Therefore, if hydrogen loses that 1 electron, that will be +1. If it is accepting 1 electron, it will be -1. Therefore, valency may be +1 or valency may be -1. But hydrogen has to decide. If hydrogen donate 1 electron, it will lose his identity. Therefore, it will never do this. But if it is accepting 1 electron, it will complete its octet. So hydrogen will go for sharing. Hydrogen is always in sharing. Therefore, its valency will be +-1. In case of helium, its outermost orbit is already completed, fulfilled. Therefore, valence electron, matlab free electron are 0. Therefore, valency will be also 0. In case of lithium, the second orbit is having maximum 8 electron capacity. So the electrons in outermost orbit are 1 electron. Therefore, valence electron are 1. He can donate 1 electron to achieve outermost orbit will be 2. So +1 will be valency. And if it accept 7 electron, its valency will be -1. But it will be totally difficult to accept 7 electron. Instead of it will donate 1 electron. Therefore, its valency will be +1. In case of beryllium, again, its atomic number is 4. Electronic configuration 2, 2. Outermost orbit is having 2 electrons. Therefore, valence electron are 2 electrons. It will donate 2 electron, donation +2, or it can accept 6 electron to get their octet complete. But it is difficult to accept 6 electron. Therefore, it will donate 2 electron. So its valency will be +2. Valency is changing between 0 to 4 and 4 to 0. But valence electron are till 7, and from 0 to 7, 7 to 0. Again, if we see atomic number 11 to 20, here also valency is moving from 0 to 4 and again 4 to 0. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is atom size, mass and valency. The size of atom is determined by its radius. The atomic radius of an isolated atom is the distance between the nucleus of that atom and its outermost orbit. Now, if two atoms have the same outermost orbit, then the atom having the larger number of electrons in the orbit, in the outermost orbit, is smaller than the one having fewer electron in the same orbit. For example, an atom of magnesium is smaller than the atom sodium. Just we will see Magnesium, as we have seen, what is the atomic number of magnesium? It is 12. And the next example is sodium. The outermost orbit is having 2 electrons, and sodium outermost orbit having 1 electron. So the orbit having more electron will have less smaller size, and the orbit having less electron will have larger size. So the magnesium is having 2 electrons in their outermost orbit. Sodium is having only 1 electron in their outermost orbit. Therefore, the larger size of sodium, larger size of atom is of sodium, and size of magnesium atom is less. The mass of atom. The mass of atom is totally concentrated in its nucleus, and it is due to protons and neutrons in that nucleus. So the total number, that is of proton and neutron in atomic nucleus, is called as the atomic mass number. And the protons and neutrons together called as the nucleons. Now here we will see some atomic mass numbers. Hydrogen 1, helium 4, lithium 7, beryllium 9, boron 11, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen, it is not given here, it is 16, fluorine 19, neon 20, sodium, it is not given there, but in 9th standard, just in next lecture, previous lecture, we have seen the sodium is having 22.99, that is 23, magnesium 24, aluminium not given there, but it is 26, silicon 28, phosphorus, it is not given there, but it is 30.9, that is 31, sulfur 32, chlorine 35.5, argon 39.9, potassium 39.0, calcium 40. Now, the next topic, that is chemical symbols of element. Now, these elements should be recognized with the help of some symbols, and the scientists started to discover different types of methods, and one of the scientists, that is Dalton's theory, that Dalton has created some symbols, and according to that, he had created a Dalton's theory. Dalton's symbols are there. So the first question, that is, how is an element represented in chemistry? In chemistry, element is represented with the help of symbol, with the help of signs, and those symbols and signs are discovered by Dalton, the first scientist. That is, Dalton has used certain signs to represent elements, and today the well-known method which is used is the IUPAC nomenclature method. Today, the symbols determined by IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, are used official name and symbols are used all over the world. The method of choosing chemical symbol is based on this method, and which is invented by Berzelius. Now, here, according to IUPAC nomenclature, the elements are given chemical symbols: hydrogen H, helium He, lithium Li, beryllium Be, boron B, carbon capital C, nitrogen capital N, oxygen capital O, fluorine capital F, neon capital N small e. Sodium Na, magnesium Mg, aluminium Al, silicon Si, phosphorus P, sulfur S, chlorine capital C small l, argon capital A small r, potassium K, and calcium capital C small a. In this way, these symbols are given. There are 118 elements are there, and those can't be seen here. Only 20 elements are shown here. Third question. Write down the symbols for following elements. These three questions are there given in your book. First, antimony, iron, gold, silver, mercury, lead, and sodium. Antimony is Sb, capital S, small b. Iron, Fe. Gold, Au. Silver, Ag. Mercury, Hg. Lead, Pb. And sodium, Na. Now here, these all names are differently nomenclatured, because there are some rules which are used for giving the nomenclature, IUPAC nomenclature. So we will see in detail which differences they have done. Dalton's theory, here you can see the Dalton used symbols to show these elements. So you can see only hollow circle is shown for oxygen, hydrogen, hollow circle and dot. And in this way, carbon is totally black dot. Phosphorus in this way, gold, platina, silver, mercury, copper, iron, nickel, tin, lead, zinc, bismuth, antimony, arsenic, cobalt, COB. Circle, in circle COB is written. Manganese, uranium, tungsten, titanium, selenium, potash, soda, lime. So in this way, he has given some symbols, signs to represent the chemical names of element. So now IUPAC nomenclature is given in the same manner. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Today we use the symbols determined by IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. These are official names and symbols used all over the world. The current method of choosing chemical symbol is based on method invented by Berzelius. According to IUPAC nomenclature, the symbol of element is either the first letter or the first and the second or another specific letter of its name. Of these two letters, first letter is written as a capital letter and the second one is a small letter. For example, hydrogen and helium both are having same first letter. So hydrogen is given first letter, and in case of helium, to decide whether this one is hydrogen or this one is helium, it is given the second another letter, but it is in a smaller type, small letter. Now, in case of magnesium, Mg, and manganese, both are given. It is not the second letter. It is not a second letter, but there is a written that out of them, whether it will be the second letter or it will be the specific letter. So to identify magnesium from manganese, the second letter is written like Mg, it will be considered magnesium, and Mn, it is recognized as manganese. Now molecules of elements and compound. Atoms of some elements such as helium, neon, and have independent existence. It means that these elements are in monoatomic molecular structure. Sometimes the two or more atoms of an element combine to form molecules of that element. And such elements are in the polyatomic molecular structure or the polyatomic molecular state. For example, the element that is oxygen, nitrogen, these are in diatomic molecular state because their molecule is made up of two atoms. Oxygen is made up of two oxygen atoms. Nitrogen is made up of two nitrogen atoms respectively. Therefore, they are called as a diatomic molecular state. The atoms, when atoms of different elements combine with each other, the molecules of compound are formed. And from here, the concept of compound is developed. In other words, the compound are formed by chemical attraction between different elements. Same sentence is written in another way, that the compound are formed by chemical attraction between different elements. Now here there are some monoatomic molecular state molecules and some diatomic molecules. Helium, monoatomic molecule. Copper, monoatomic molecule. Krypton, monoatomic molecule. Krypton, xenon, radon, silver, and carbon. These are all monoatomic molecules. And diatomic molecules, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, iodine, acetylene. These are the diatomic molecules. Monoatomic molecules are those molecules which are present in only single form, free state. These are free state elements. And the diatomic molecules, atom cannot live singly because they have some reactivity, but these elements are non-reactive. They can't react with the other elements. But here, hydrogen, when it is in a molecular state, single atom can't be present. It will react and form compound. Oxygen, it is also present in diatomic molecular structure. Nitrogen, fluorine, F2, chlorine, Cl2, iodine, I2, acetylene, AST2. Molecular mass. Now we are talking about the molecules. Now we will see what do you mean by molecular mass. The molecular mass of substance is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms in that single molecule of that substance. The unit of atomic mass is equal to molecular mass. Dalton is equal to U. Now, the question is how to deduce a molecular mass of H2O, water. The molecule is given here, H2O. यहाँ पे constituent elements. The constituent elements are hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen are there. Atomic masses of hydrogen 1 and oxygen 16. Number of atoms in that particular molecule are hydrogen 2 atoms and oxygen 1 atom. So by multiplying 2 into 1 and 16 into 1, there is mass, atomic mass of hydrogen will be 2 and oxygen will be 16. So to get molecular mass of particular water, there is a formula that sum of constituent atomic masses is equal to molecular mass. So molecular mass of water is equal to atomic mass of hydrogen into 2, atomic mass of hydrogen into 2, and plus atomic mass of oxygen into 1. So in this way, if we sum up those values, we will get the molecular mass of water will be 18 U. In this way, you can calculate molecular mass of water. So now here we have made some more simple form. Simply we can calculate first molecule, elements, number of atoms, atomic mass, total mass, and last total molecular mass of water. So here we can calculate simply hydrogen, total 2 atoms are there. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. So 1 into 2 is equal to 2. Oxygen, total number of atoms are 1. Atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So 16 into 1, 16. Molecular mass of water, that is 2 plus 16, that is 18. So we will get answer of 18 unit. Here, molecular mass of some molecules is deduced. We have to deduce the molecular mass of those compounds, and atomic masses are given here. So now we will calculate first NaCl, atomic mass of NaCl, atomic molecular mass of NaCl. We have to calculate molecular mass of NaCl. Sodium is having atomic mass here 23 and Cl is 35.5. So here 23 and 35.5. Here number of atoms 1 because NaCl is having 1 atom of Na and 1 atom of chlorine. So here 1 into 23 is equal to 23. and 1 into 35.5. So 35.5. If we calculate it, the answer will be shown 23.0. So it will be 50.5, 58.5. The answer will be 58.5. So molecular mass of NaCl will be 58.5. Now, next is MgCl2. Here, if we see the atomic mass of Mg is 24 and already Cl is 35.5. So 24 Mg, number of atoms 1, Cl 2 atoms, and atomic mass number is 35.5. So 24, 1 into 24 is equal to 24, and 2 into 35.5. So it will be the answer will be hello. Okay. Now the next is KNO3. Potassium, number of atoms are 1. Sodium, sodium is not here. Potassium, nitrogen, and oxygen. There are 3 atoms. So potassium is having atomic mass number potassium 39, sodium 14, and oxygen is 16. So you can calculate 39 KNO3. KN 39 plus 14 KN 13 and O3 plus 3 into 16. So that will be the answer of KNO3. Next, H2O2. Hydrogen 2 into 1 plus 2 into 16. So that will be the answer of H2O2. Next, AlCl3. Aluminium atomic mass number is 27. Total number of atom are 1 plus Cl3 is 3, 35.5. So that will be answer of AlCl3. Calcium hydroxide. Calcium atomic mass number is 40. Number of atoms are 1 plus oxygen 2, 2 into 16 plus hydrogen 2 into 1. So that will be the answer of CaOH twice. Next, that is magnesium oxide. Magnesium atomic mass number is 24. 1 into 24 plus oxygen 1 into 16. So that will be the answer of magnesium oxide. And the last one, that is H2SO4. Hydrogen 1 into 2 atoms, that is 2 into 1 plus sulfur 32, 1 into 32 plus oxygen 4 into 16. So that will be the answer of H2SO4. In this way, you can calculate the total molecular mass of particular molecule or particular compound of their nature. In this way, you can calculate KNO3, H2O2, AlCl3, CaOH twice, MgO, H2SO4. Thank you. I'm done, teacher. Hello. If anyone having doubt, please raise your hand so that we will get some questions.